The end of heart failure is closer than you think. Imagine a world where a heart attack isn't a life sentence, but a repairable injury. For the millions of people living with heart failure, that world has always felt like a distant dream. Year after year, cardiovascular disease holds its grim title as the leading cause of death across the globe. It's a relentless condition that until now, medicine has only been able to manage, not cure. The prevailing wisdom has been that when a part of the heart dies, it can never grow back. But what if that's about to change? What if we could awaken the heart's own forgotten healing powers? A new wave of therapies is showing we might be on the verge of doing just that, potentially rewriting the future of heart failure. Section 1. The Unhealable Wound. So, why is this such a big deal? First, we need to understand the problem. Think of your heart as the most durable pump ever made, beating over 100,000 times a day. But when a heart attack hits, a part of that muscle is starved of oxygen and dies. Unlike your skin, which can heal from a cut, or your liver, which can regenerate, your heart muscle cells, cardiomyocytes, pretty much lose their ability to multiply shortly after you're born. So, what does the body do? It panics and patches the hole with scar tissue. This fibrous, inflexible patch, a condition called fibrosis, is better than nothing. It keeps the heart from rupturing, but it creates a huge new problem. Scar tissue doesn't contract. It doesn't pump. It's dead weight in a machine that needs every part working in perfect time. This is where a devastating downward spiral begins. The healthy heart muscle has to work harder to pick up the slack, causing the heart to enlarge and change shape in unhealthy ways. Over time, it gets less and less efficient. This progressive weakening is what we call heart failure. It's a slow decline marked by shortness of breath, fatigue, and the constant fear of the pump finally giving out. For decades, the core problem has been unshakable. You can't fix the scar, and you can't regrow the muscle. Section 2. The Old Guard of Treatment. Our medical playbook for heart failure has been all about managing symptoms and slowing the decline. We have brilliant drugs that help the heart pump more efficiently and reduce strain. We have incredible devices like pacemakers that correct dangerous rhythms, and for the very end stages, we have heart transplants. These treatments are lifesavers, no question, but they aren't cures. They're fundamentally palliative, ways of coping with a wound that won't heal. They manage the consequences of the damage, but they don't repair the damage itself. The dream has always been to move beyond management and toward true regeneration, to not just patch the pump, but to rebuild it. For years, that dream felt like science fiction. But now, pioneering researchers are starting to flip the script. Section 3. A new strategy. Waking up the heart. The new frontier of cardiac medicine isn't about replacing cells from the outside, like with stem cell therapies. Instead, it's about sending a message to the heart itself, telling it to do something it has forgotten how to do. Heal. Researchers have discovered that the blueprints for regeneration aren't entirely gone. They're just dormant, silenced after we're born. The new strategy is to find the molecular switches that turn them back on. One of the most exciting tools is something you've probably heard of: modified RNA, or modRNA. It works like a temporary instruction manual delivered to our cells, but instead of teaching the body to fight a virus, this modRNA delivers instructions for proteins that trigger healing. For example, researchers can use modRNA to deliver the code for a growth factor called VEGF-A. When injected into an injured heart in animal studies, this gives a short, powerful command to build new blood vessels and was shown to be superior to other methods in reducing infarct size and improving survival. Another revolutionary strategy targets the stop signals that prevent the heart from healing. After a heart attack, the damaged area is flooded with a protein called ENPP1, which basically slams the brakes on healing by disrupting the cell's energy production. So, scientists at UCLA developed a clever weapon: a monoclonal antibody called ADNP1. This drug is designed to do one thing: find and block ENPP1. By taking out this stop signal, it unleashes the body's own repair systems, allowing heart muscle cells to get more energy, contract more vigorously, and reduce scar tissue. Section 4. From the lab to the clinic. This is where theory becomes tangible hope. For years, these kinds of results were confined to the lab, But we've reached a pivotal moment. In late 2025, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration (FDA) gave clearance for that very drug, ADNP1, to be used in Phase 1 human clinical trials. This is the critical step that bridges the gap between success in animal models and a potential therapy for people. And that's not the only innovation moving forward. Engineers at MIT developed a flexible, dissolvable patch that can be placed directly on the heart. Think of it like a tiny, pre-programmed pharmacy. It's designed to release different drugs in a specific sequence to orchestrate healing. First, a drug to prevent cell death, then one to promote blood vessel growth, and finally, one to stop scar tissue from forming. In studies with rats, these patches reduced the amount of damaged heart tissue by 50% and significantly improved cardiac function. Other labs are making progress by reactivating dormant genes. Research from Mount Sinai has shown that reawakening a gene called cyclin A2, CCNA2, can successfully trigger even middle-aged adult human heart cells to divide and multiply in a lab setting. And researchers at Temple University found similar success using mod-RNA to reactivate a gene called PSAT1, which was shown to reduce tissue scarring and improve heart function in mice. We've talked a lot about the science, but this is a deeply personal issue for millions. The journey with heart disease is filled with uncertainty, but also with incredible resilience. If you or someone you know has been affected by heart failure, share your story or your questions in the comments below. Your experience is a vital part of this conversation, and if you believe in the power of science to create a better future, consider subscribing and sharing this video. Let's build a community of hope and support together. Section 5. The human impact. So what does a world with these therapies look like? It means a heart attack might no longer be the start of a lifelong decline. It could become a treatable injury, where a patient receives a therapy to help their heart regenerate, preserving its function, and allowing them to return to a full, active life. It means the hundreds of thousands of people on waiting lists for heart transplants might one day have another option. It's a shift from a life defined by limitations to a life focused on recovery. The ultimate goal is that patients could potentially avoid the burden of taking handfuls of pills every day, reduce constant hospitalizations, and live without the shadow of a progressively weakening heart. This isn't just about extending life, it's about restoring the quality of that life. The economic implications are just as staggering. Heart failure costs healthcare systems billions upon billions worldwide. A therapy that truly repairs the heart could alleviate a huge portion of that burden, moving us from a defensive crouch to an offensive strategy of repair and renewal. For decades, the story of a damaged heart was a one-way street, but that story is being rewritten. Scientists are not just finding ways to patch the problem, they are finding ways to awaken the healing potential that lies dormant within our own bodies. From modified RNA to antibodies that remove healing roadblocks, we are standing on the cusp of a new era. The road from the lab to the pharmacy is long, and there are still many challenges ahead. But for the first time, the idea of truly repairing a broken heart is not just a dream, it's a destination that is getting closer every day.